All right, welcome guys. It's Hima here, and I'm going to get into not your mama's momentum, how to profit in any market on any time frame. Now, it is 4 o'clock, end of the market day on a Monday. So I think we all could use a little bit of stretch, a little bit of loosening up. So everyone who's here live, please let me know that you're here and ready to learn and dive in by typing a full YES in the chat box. I saw Daniel here with his letter Y, BMAC with his Y. I don't know if that's a nickname or abbreviation, but we are here live. So I always love to know where you're dialing from as well. You know, you can trade from anywhere in the country, anywhere around the world, right? So I'm here in Austin, Texas. So I don't know if Dave and Nanka know this, but I have recently moved to the South, like half the country did in the past 2 years, and love it. So it's like 80 degrees in a November afternoon, can't ask for better. And awesome, we have Daniel from Easton, MD, Maryland. I lived in Maryland and Baltimore for a while. Well, Michael from Sydney. Okay, awesome. I think you're up pretty early then, huh? Or actually, this is probably the time that you trade, getting up early. Wonderful. 8 a.m. Okay, that's not too bad. Awesome. Well, I want to dive in and make sure we make the most of our time here. So a little bit of housekeeping for you. I will be taking your questions, and I will definitely reconsider any I didn't answer along the way at the end. We also will have time to look at the live market. So as I'm teaching you these concepts about momentum, guys, I want you to think about the markets you trade, okay? Think about those tickers, and I will pop the hood on my trade station a little later and we can look at them live together. So in the first place, I got to teach you this awesome Jedi twist to momentum that I use that I'm super, super excited about. So here it is. How to trade momentum. You're going to get a sneak peek behind the one Jedi indicator that helps me accurately predict turns and large moves in any market on any time frame. So let me ask you, have you ever wondered what it would be like to have an expert analyst in your back pocket? Have you ever wondered what it would be like to finally trade with confidence? Have you ever wondered what it would be like to finally make enough with trading that you could live the life you deserve? Would you like me to share an easy way to amplify the power of an indicator that's in every single trading system out there? Would you like me to share an easy pattern that allows me to predict trends in price and momentum for you? Would you like me to share an easy way to trade futures, stocks, and options? Yeah, how many of you want to get as much as possible out of our time together? Okay, I want that for you too. For most of you here with me today, this is going to be a long-term relationship once I show you how simple this is, once I show you how easy it is to consistently extract money from the markets, once I show you how fast your business and life can grow. You'll want to hang out with me for a lifetime. In a moment, you're about to discover how to make money with future stocks and options, even if you suck at picking them yourself. You're about to discover how to capitalize off making trades at the best prices and the best times. In a moment, you're about to discover how to catch market turns and ride the price waves up and down in only minutes a day. Would you like me to show you that? All right, awesome. I promise that by the end of our time today, you'll know everything you need to pick the best trade, when to enter and when to exit in only minutes a day. Would that be okay if I pull back that curtain for you? All right, great, because here's the problem, right? Many traders are making it way too complicated. Many traders are getting hammered by the trends because you haven't found a consistent way to produce profits by yourself. And it's not your fault. They make it complicated. As you listen to me now, know my intention is to help you fix that problem because you're ready to take action now. Notice I'm going to be absolutely upfront and transparent with you today, and I'm going to show you current case studies and figures today. As you well know, trading involves risk, and it's your responsibility to evaluate any information, opinion, advice, or other content contained within my presentation. Your results are up to you guys. I can't predict them. I'm not going to predict them. Anyone who says they can is lying to you. All right. I don't know your trading plan, your account size, or your markets. I can only show you what's working for myself and others. Your success is up to you. So who am I and why listen to me, right? If you haven't been following me for a while, here's a mercifully short introduction. So I'm Hima Reddy, and I'm originally from New York, the hotbed of the markets. Now, I started out at 16 years old learning futures trading from my dad, a successful trader in the Gann style of trading. In fact, my dad was so far ahead of his time that he got a chunk of Amazon stocks right at the beginning. Now, I became a certified CMT working as an analyst at Piper Jaffray, now Piper Sandler, before going on my own to help traders directly. And over the past 20 years, between my professional analysis on Wall Street and my international publications and my proprietary analysis and education, I've helped hundreds of thousands of individuals create a sound plan for their financial future. I'm an international speaker presenting to institutional portfolio managers and analysts, as well as individual traders. And I've been blessed to appear on the Wall Street Journal, Barron's, Bloomberg, Reuters, The Street, Benzinga, and all the media alphabet. I'm also the author of the Trading Methods of W.D. Gann. So how did I get here? Well, that's quite a story. Is it okay if I take a few minutes and tell you my story? It'll go by like that. All right, so here we go. Now I'm a successful trader and educator, but it hasn't always been like this. Years ago, life seemed great, all right? I was in the center of the action as an analyst with Piper Sandler and making them a ton of money, starting work at 5 a.m., working late, and burning out quickly. Is anyone else a corporate cog making someone else rich? I know, right? I mean, I thought there must be more to life. The money was good, but never got to see my family. You know what I mean, right? I started becoming a ghost in my own life. I'll never forget the moment the bottom dropped out of my world when my beloved dad and mentor died suddenly. At first, it felt like my whole world was crashing in. I had to leave my job to tend to financial and legal family matters. But then I realized that this was my ray of light, my hope to get out of the corporate grind, and I seized it with both hands. You see, while I was apprenticing with my dad to learn the markets, I had started a futures report that I called my Skinny on the Mini. It started as just another exercise, but soon my dad started making money with it and relying on my little report. And then I shared it with other traders too, and they were benefiting. But all of that stopped when I joined the corporate world. Conflicts of interest, am I right? And all those years, those traders were hounding me to get the report back. So when I had to leave my job and take over my dad's accounts to trade for my mom's future, I realized that it was time to bring back the Skinny on the Mini and reclaim my life. So I sent out the call to my former subscribers, and they said yes, they would love to get back my report that ROI'd on average 7 times out of 10. They couldn't wait to leave the hard work to me again. The result? I had time to trade my dad's and my accounts again. I started maximizing the trading methods of W.D. Gann and became the leading expert on Gann. I started teaching others the hard-earned secrets that I had learned from my late father. And in a moment, I'm going to share those very secrets with you. Because what I've discovered is that trading equals freedom. Trading equals what, guys? Type it for me in the chat. Right, freedom. I mean, there's only so much time in each day. And when I found the system, I got my time back and my family back, and that's freedom. Clearly, that's what we all want, right? Time freedom, money freedom, freedom. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? But clearly, there are challenges. Many traders lose money because they don't have a proven system. Trading often feels complicated and overwhelming. Often it can be confusing, right? Well, they made it confusing and complicated because you don't have a simple proven system. Because what I'm about to share wasn't available until now. And now that it is, you've got to have your 4 zones RSI covered system. And you'll immediately notice how much easier it is to make money trading future stocks and options. And I'll show you that a little later. So what's different about the 4 zones RSI coverage system? The 4 zones RSI coverage system gives you my Jedi indicator and system that helps you accurately predict turns on large moves in any market on any time frame. But more on that in a bit. First, we're going to dive right in. All right, guys, so trading momentum can be easy, but first you need to understand how it works. And a Formula One car racing track will have you understanding momentum in no time. All right, so type a Y for me in the chat if you guys are ready to dive into momentum. Maybe you're hearing about it for the first time. Maybe you've been using it, but you need a refresher on how it works. Awesome. All right. So come with me to the racetrack here, all right? Let's put ourselves in the driver's seat. Now you're in that hot little red car at the starting line, all right? So you're at the starting line of the track, you rev up your engine and you go. You pick up speed really quickly or accelerate on the straight runs of the track. Then when you see a turn coming up, you prepare accordingly, right? You ease off the gas to slow down or decelerate, even if it's just a little bit. So you can have more control as the car whips to the other side of the turn. Then after you make the turn and the road straightens out again, you hit the accelerator once more. Are you getting the idea of how you'd accelerate and decelerate on this track? All right, well, now you know exactly how price momentum works. Now let's jump into that helicopter that was looking down at the racetrack and get a bird's eye view of it. You see, the racetrack becomes price as you see it on your charts. And momentum is generally plotted on the bottom as a subchart. Making sense? All right, guys. So when price is trending higher, like it is in the first part of this graph, you've got upward momentum that's improving. Now that upward momentum generally begins to slow down and peak before price does, making momentum a leading indicator. Leading meaning it generally turns and moves ahead of price. Are you guys getting this? Please type a Y in the chat so I know that you're with me. There's a lot of you in the room here, and I don't see Daniel typing in his Ys. All right, cool. Now, during falling prices, there's falling momentum that's becoming a more and more powerful force. But when a price bottom is approaching, you usually see momentum bottom first. Therefore, momentum indicators can warn you about hidden strength or weakness, giving you a heads up, especially when it comes to potential market turns. Making sense, guys? Are you getting this? All right, awesome. And now we're going to dive into the indicator, but first let me share with you results from our trading family. Hima, I value your insights. Your momentum indicator is an integral part of what I put together. I believe I'm ready to go from paper to live trading, said Jim. Now that we've made momentum easy to understand, in a moment, I'm going to show you how you can make money trading momentum. But first, you want that Jedi secret? All right. I'm going to let you peek behind the scenes of my trading and show you how momentum moves through the markets that you know using my special Jedi indicator. And that indicator is called the RSI power zones. And you can use it in any market in any time frame. So take a look at this chart here, guys. This is for you. All right, take a look at this left column here. Do you see a market that you trade? Maybe you trade the indices like I do, including the E-mini S&P, NASDAQ, Dow. Maybe you trade stocks. I used to call them FANG, but now, according to Kramer, I'm going to have to call them MAMA, right? Like tech stocks or anything else. Maybe you trade ETFs. The SPY, I have lots of coaching students that trade that, or bonds. That would be your 10-year, 30-year, anything smaller. Currencies could be crypto or traditional ones. For sure, Jones, crypto could work. Commodities can include wheat, gold, and more. So let me know here in the chat, what market do you trade and what time frame do you trade it with? Here, I'll put my answer in there, okay? One of the markets I trade is the E-mini S&P futures on a 3-minute chart. I want to see what you guys trade. This is very, very important because I want you to understand that this RSI power zones that I'm about to teach you, that it actually works in a variety of markets and timeframes, the ones that you trade, so that I'm speaking your language, all right? So again, I cover the ES in a 3-minute time frame in my personal trading, and I analyze it on a 60-minute chart in my Skinny on the Mini report that I still write. Okay, great. We've got Carrie, who also trades the ES in a 3-minute. We have the same baby, awesome. Daniel trades currency, awesome. Jones mentioned crypto, fantastic. Yes, these are all markets that you can use the RSI power zones on. Now, as we get into my chart examples, guys, and we're going to take live markets too, I want you to remember something important, okay? The charts I'm about to show you here, I'm going to kind of take you on a date with the RSI power zones. I want you to get to know it. I want you to get a feel for it. Okay, I'm not asking you to marry the thing. So type a Y for me in the chat if you're ready to go on a little date with this indicator and see if there's a connection. All right, we're going to start with a market that we all know, whether you actually trade it or you just deal with it at the gas tank. And that is oil. And we're going to look at it on a monthly time frame. Okay, a commodity in a monthly time frame. So come back to oil with me here on this chart. Now, whether you, again, trade oil directly or a related market, or you just are aware of it at the gas tank, it is very important to monitor. Now look at the bottom left of this chart, okay? All of this white space here is me covering it up, and I'm going to reveal it to you as I teach. So look at that black squiggly line and all these green and red lines around it. There are 4 distinct zones on the RSI that I need you to be aware of. The lower 2 lines make the RSI bear support power zone. The 2 lower green lines make the bull support power zone. The 2 upper red lines make the bear resistance power zone. And the 2 upper green lines make the bull resistance power zone. Right? Now we're going to look at the history of price action versus what happened in the power zones to get a feel for this indicator. So come along. You may recall there was this huge surge up into oil if you were trading at this time or watching the markets, this big run up in price that took us to these crazy new highs above $200 a barrel. And that strong advance was accompanied by the RSI power zones on oil rising from the bull support power zone to the bull resistance power zone. Guys, this was on a monthly time frame, right? So living between the zones, moving between the green zones helped stay in a strong market. But then there was this crazy action, right? The market had a very sharp fall. It took out the previous lows in price. And when it did this, the RSI power zones fell down to the bear support power zone. Now, I was an analyst on Wall Street watching and analyzing oil and many other markets. And I told folks, hey guys, I don't think this is a one and done fall here. I think oil is going to be in trouble for some time here. And it sure did end up that way. Oil went into this giant sideways range for years. And the thing is that every single high that formed in price, where those yellow vertical lines are, the peak in consolidation, well, look at how it tied to the RSI peaks. Every single one of them was in the bear resistance power zone. This was a clue as to the future direction of the breakout. So from a logical level, people thought, oh man, oil fell to $100 a barrel. There's no way it's going to fall much lower than that, right? It's going to climb back up to 180, 150 something. Not so much. We had another drop and it was still quite substantial. And notice that that new move lower made two pushes lower, and both of them had the RSI power zones push down into that bear support power zone and continue to pressure there. What this did, guys, is it made it easy to maintain a selling mentality when the market was tanking instead of getting excited every time it came to some random level called oversold. All right, so was there a recovery from there? For sure. But even on the recovery, on its first attempt higher, it capped at the bear resistance power zone. So you might be wondering, well, what does this look like now? How can I use this monthly analysis to guide my trading now? Here it is, guys. Today, live, Monday, November 15th, 2021, this is the chart I captured, all right? So obviously the monthly bar is only halfway done because we're only halfway into the month. And this gray vertical line marks where my last chart dropped off. Notice how the bear market in oil that had persisted still into 2020 had the RSI power zones respecting the bear zones, the two red zones. And notice how even though we have recovered higher from the early 2020 low, we have not cleared the bear resistance power zone. So understanding this on the bigger picture time frame is the first step. And then you can drill down to a weekly, a daily, a 60-minute, 15-minute, whatever you might trade for oil to help you better navigate the trends. So you guys seeing how understanding how RSI power zones worked on an oil and monthly chart might better help you navigate trades in oil or markets related to it? All right, awesome. Type a Y for me in the chat if you guys see that, all right? Because we're gonna go on a second date here. I know, it's kind of fast. We're gonna go on a second date here with another market and another time frame. So you can get to feel the flow of the RSI power zones and see if it's for you. Great. Now let's take a look at another popular market and time frame. We've got Kirti here already trading this one. ETF on a weekly chart. And it happens to be the SPY. So again, we've got the 4 power zones, and I brought back the names to remind you of the meanings of these zones, all right? And I'll let you know about how you can get the settings later on. What I want you to focus in on is how the indicator is behaving here, guys, all right? Get to see how this feels as opposed to the standard RSI that's just overbought, oversold. All right, so we're in a weekly chart. So every one of these candlesticks represents how long? Yeah, 1 week of price action. So look at this early action back here. There was like 2 years of sideways action, right? And then the SPY broke higher above that dash horizontal line and pulled back to where you see the yellow vertical line. Now, this is vitally important. This provided an opportunity to be ready for a long if and only if you're using the RSI power zones, but not if you were just looking at the traditional approach. You would have totally missed this because your platform for where you would look to buy wouldn't be up here, guys, where the green zones are, right? So from there, was it helpful to be ready for a move higher in price? Yeah. Check out the massive advance we had, and that entire advance saw the RSI continue to improve and ultimately reach and extend beyond the bull resistance power zone. Okay, that movement from one green zone to the other, it helped you stay looking at the long side, looking at the buying moves in the strong advance. I mean, tell me if this has ever happened to you guys, maybe recently. A market is going up, 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 and you're sort of just in disbelief that it's that strong. And so you short it and you lose money. And all you had to do was just keep buying for a while. Type a Y in the chat if that ever happened to you. This indicator helps you to stop that bad habit of trying to pick the top. It just tells you ride the wave, all right? And it helps you identify turns before they happen. I'll show you more of that in a bit. Awesome. Now, what happened after this? Well, we had this severe fall in the market where in like 2 weeks, we took out the price action of 10 weeks. It was a very sharp correction, but all the RSI power zones did on a weekly chart was hold the bull support power zone. So I told my traders in the skinny and everyone who was in my tribe, I said, listen, I think the market's just kind of unwinding overbought conditions. It's like a pause in the race, like a marathon runner stops to get some water. They're not done. They're not going and having a cocktail, right? They're just having some water and then they're going to keep running. Same thing here. So I suspected that there would be probably a few months of sideways action, but that would provide tradable moves. And that's exactly what happened. All of this that looks all scrunched up on a weekly chart became tradable moves intraday or daily. And you could use the RSI power zones on even the lower time frames to help you navigate it. So this kind of price action, guys, it reminds me of that toy, Slinky. I'm dating myself, I guess, by bringing up that toy, but played with it when I was little. And it's that toy that coils up, then compresses into a tight spring, and then expands back out when you throw it down the stairs or whatever, right? So here's the expansion back out, the break higher. And it coincided with the RSI power zones resuming higher once again. Now, here's where we are today, okay? Where this chart left off here, this is where the gray vertical line is on our today chart. Notice, it's not just about buying between the zones. If it was that simple, we'd end here and you'd be on your way. You get the most benefit from identifying not only what the RSI power zones are doing versus price, but also looking for specific setups that we use, that we confirm with price. And I'm going to talk more about setups on the RSI in a moment. So can you see how looking at the RSI power zones on the SPY the past few years might have better helped you navigate trades in the SPY or in markets related to it? Type a Y for me in the chat, guys, if you see that. All right, awesome. And now we're going to dive into the trade setups. But first, let me share with you more results from our trading family. Susie shared, my first month using RSI power zones was also my best trading month so far. All right, by now you're getting it. So now we're going to dive into my proprietary 3-step approach to using RSI power zones to finding great trade setups. I'm going to show you actual setups that I use and share with my trading family. Okay, these are all calls that I made out to my tribe as they were happening so they could take advantage of them. Now, first, we're going to get the 3 steps nailed down. So you're going to want to write these down, all right? This is called using RSI power zones to identify trade setups. Step 1, review the chart and assess the price trend. Now, you might be thinking, hold up, Hima. This whole time, you're going on and on and on about momentum, but step number 1 is about price. What gives? Yes, because price is king, guys. Price rules your charts. Price is the source of data from which momentum is even derived and calculated. And we will benefit more from trading momentum if we are aware of and clear on the price trend first. So when you make this assessment, and I'll show you how in a moment, you'll have 3 choices you end up with: uptrend, downtrend, or sideways. And yes, sideways is a type of trend, okay? You can be prepared for the next directional move if you know how to monitor the momentum of the sideways action. Step number 2, evaluate the RSI power zones reading. Now, this is specifically looking at the RSI value relative to the 4 power zones. Right? Each zone has a distinctive upper and lower border, and there are 4 total zones. So this means that there's some white space, like gaps in between the zones. And it's important to know if the RSI is currently in a zone or moving in and out of a particular zone, or if it's just hanging out in that dead space in between that I call no man's land. And we'll see that in our examples coming up. Step 3, determine the presence of an entry signal between price and momentum. And usually the best signal comes from when momentum and price are not connecting together, guys. They're not jiving together. That's usually an opportunity that we could take advantage of for profit. All right, so you've got your 3 steps to using RSI power zones to identifying trade setups. And I'm going to repeat these steps too, so you're going to have them down pat by the end of our training. And the best way for you to learn is by using actual examples. And something I really pride myself on is that I practice what I preach in the analysis that I share with you. traders in the Hima Reddy tribe get updates from me. My members get even more detailed updates. And every single example we're going to look at here, I called it out to my members as it was happening. Okay, I didn't just have it tucked away in my back pocket to pull it out as a beautiful textbook example someday. Anybody can do that. I'm showing you actual calls I made. So please type a Y in the chat so I know you see the value of what you're about to implement here. That all of these were calls I made in front of my tribe with them, or I sent an email out the moment it was happening. All right, awesome. So let's look at another combination of markets here. How about stocks? Do we have any stock traders here today? I'm sure we have tons. Let's look at this on daily time frame. Okay. So here we've got one of the, I guess I have to say the old FANG stocks, because FANG isn't FANG anymore, it's MANG or whatever. But here we've got Netflix, all right? So whether it's this stock, a tech stock, or any other stock, the concepts are the same. So let's practice those 3 steps I just taught you. Step 1, review the chart and assess the price trend. So I'll help you out a little bit for this one, all right? So first little pro tip is that when you're looking at a daily chart, every candlestick representing 1 day of price action, I recommend looking back at least 6 months to determine trend. Okay, so if we look back here on this chart, we can see from the information I gave you, there was a high, and then there's lots of little tight trading range, fell down to this low, traded up and peaked at this high with smaller moves in between, I know, traded down to this low, came up to this high, and is now sitting at what looks like it could be a new low. Still TBD, right? This is exactly what the chart looked like when I called this out to the tribe. So the trend was an uptrend in price with the corrective pullback in motion, all right? So the uptrend is the series of higher highs and higher lows that these blue circles are forming, but the corrective pullback means, well, we are still in that move against the trend before it possibly resumes. Great, now step 2, evaluate the RSI power zones reading. Remember, here we are simply looking at where is the black squiggly line in relationship to the zones. Well, it's right in between those 2 lower green lines, so it's in the bull support power zone. Simple enough, right? All right, step 3, determine the presence of an entry signal between price and momentum. Now, I saw an opportunity line up here between price and momentum that I called out to my tribe as it was happening, suggesting further upside in Netflix. And here, let me show you what unfolded. This was the move that came to be after I called it out right as it was happening. Shares went from a 271.22 low all the way up to a 423.21 high, a 56% move higher. And I have a whole training that dives into RSI power zones for true mastery. And I'll show you the signal in module number 2, because I can't teach you everything you need to know within an hour, guys. It would do you a disservice and it would shoot you in the retirement. Yeah, I said shoot you in the retirement. Okay, money isn't just money. It's the blood, sweat, and tears that it took you to make it. And you can't afford to lose any of it. I'm here to help you maximize it. And of course, I can't teach you everything that I've learned in 21 years in an hour. So warning, don't do this at home without help. After all, that's what brought you here today. If you could do this without help, you wouldn't be here. So in a moment, I'm going to show you what you've been missing, and then we can take a look at how I can teach you more in depth. Making sense, guys? Are you getting this? All right, type a Y in the chat if you understand, because we're going to dive into another one of your favorites. But first, I have to know you're still with me. All right, awesome. Here we've got another stock, Twitter, daily time frame. You're going to participate and do the steps here with me now. Step 1, review the chart and assess the price trend. Here, I'll help you out. High, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and a low that's forming. Take a guess in the chat, guys. What is the trend here? Is it uptrend, downtrend, or sideways? Yeah, that's right. Awesome. It's an uptrend, but just like that Netflix chart, it also has a corrective pullback in motion, right? So this is actually the best time to buy in an uptrend when you have reliable setups, which is what I teach you fully in the system. And I'm going to demonstrate one to you here now. So this one was really cool, guys, because I actually saw this setup. You know, I don't really particularly trade Twitter, say that 5 times fast, on my own. But one of my students asked me about it in my monthly group coaching live. And it was in the live session together, I saw the following. First, I continued on with the steps here, evaluate the RSI power zones reading. And this was just like Netflix, where it's holding the bull support power zone. And then here was a really, really cool part, okay? I saw a setup between price and momentum on which you can actually calculate an upside target. That's right. You can use the RSI with price to calculate precise targets. Now, the target that I calculated with students, we put together on April 10th, and the upside target was $39.13 a share. And we were trading down at $30. So not bad, right? From a risk reward perspective. Here's what unfolded from there. Look at that move higher. Now, this was a little slower and steadier than the Netflix one, but hey, that just means it gave you more opportunities to take advantage of it. And when the target was met, guys, that was just a minimum upside target. The market actually really went higher from that June 5th point. So again, I have a whole training that dives into all 4 of the RSI power zones, and I'll give you that setup in the system. And I'll teach you how to do the calculation too. I'm just showing you here what you didn't know that you didn't know. That trading can be simple when you follow the expert. Making sense? Are you getting this? All right, are you ready for the next chart? Awesome. Let's mix it up a little bit for this one. I forgot my little show me the money slide here. 47% move higher on that, right? Now let's move on, because I also want to make some time to look at the live charts with you. Do we have any FX traders? Maybe some crypto traders in here? All right, well, you can look at this, and we're going to stick to a daily time frame. So here we have the Swiss franc. Rinse and repeat our steps. Step 1, review the chart and assess the price trend. Pink dot is for a high. Low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. What is the trend, guys? Uptrend, downtrend, or sideways? Again, determining the trend is the most important first step so that you can use momentum to trade with the trend. Yeah, Jones has got it. This is a downtrend, absolutely. And this is one where it's just a downtrend. There's not even a corrective pullback or a bounce or anything in motion, okay? Now, what's the RSI power zones doing? Evaluate the RSI power zones reading. Here's where we can start to look at what the RSI power zones is doing over time. So at the moment, the actual black squiggly line is just hanging out in between the bull support and bear support zones. But if you look back since the formation of the price high, you can see that the RSI power zones had moved from the bear resistance zone to the bear support power zone. Okay, this is a specific type of behavior that when you correspond it to a trend, when you recognize that you can be ready for any potential changes. Step 3, determine the presence of an entry signal between price and momentum. Again, there was an opportunity between price and momentum here that would have allowed you to be ready for a market turn before it fully formed in the price chart. Now, here's the thing, guys. All of my RSI power zone setups fall within a category of offensive, okay, like in football, like you have the ball and you're going to score, versus defensive. You're just trying to stop the other side from scoring. So this was a defensive setup such that if you had a short position from anywhere higher on the chart, you could use this to protect your downside, to protect your profit, I mean, okay? So let me just bring this in and annotate it. So I'm saying if you were short from up here or here or here, you could use what's going on in the RSI power zone and price here to protect your profit. And you could use it to be ready if a new trend forms. So what exactly unfolded? Check it out. Boom. This crazy new high move, all right? It went from a low at 0.9186 to a high at 1.0050. And if you're not accustomed to trading FX by the contract here, let me tell you that just one contract, that's the equivalent of an $8,600 move. And here's the thing, guys, we're not talking about trading from the exact penny or tick on a move to the other end. We're talking about getting that chunk in the middle. You tell me, would you have been happy to be prepared to trade the 50% in the middle? Would that have made you happy? How about 75% of this move, even if you weren't completely at the market when the pattern started? That's the thing, guys. It's going for those big wins that helps your account grow over time and fight off the smaller losses that are inevitable part of trading, right? So I'm really, really excited to be sharing this with you today because I'm really passionate about the work I do to provide traders with the best analysis and education to trade the markets so you can take control of your financial freedom and live the life you and your family deserve. So by now, you know that power zones on the RSI can really boost your trading, because whether you're new to studying momentum or you've been doing it for years, this approach can really help you extract more profits from the markets and be more consistent. And consistent profits, it's what it's all about, right? Making sense, guys? Are you getting this? Type a full YES in the chat if you want more consistent profits. I don't know who wouldn't be typing yes for that. All right, awesome. That's what I like to see. That's the results our trading family loves seeing too, like David. I installed the RSI Power Zones indicator, and it's just amazing how accurate it is on all markets. It actually gives advance warning before the price moves. So let me ask you, did I provide value for you today? Did you learn? Are you ready for more? All right, awesome. Then it's time to master RSI Power Zones. So far, you've heard about how I've come to really benefit from using the RSI Power Zones. Here's what more of my students have to say. I was very impressed with the education Hima provided that came with my indicator. Hima's RSI Power Zones indicator has become the standard on all of my charts, said Rob. Norman shared, a day after learning one of Hima's RSI Power Zones trend continuation entry signals, I tested it out on a 5-minute chart of Tesla. With this one trade, I made over triple digits, covering the cost of her newest course. I got your RSI Power Zones training, and the next morning when the market opened, I found UNH as a short candidate using the weekly chart. By the time I sold the position, it nearly paid for the whole course. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and keeping your content reasonably priced, said Aaron. So will you be our next success story? Making sense, guys? Are you getting this? How simple it can be to trade when you have help? Great. So imagine and picture this. You finally able to turn your trading around and make money with trading and live the lifestyle you've always wanted. Giving back to your community the ways you've always wanted to. Sounds great, right? Spending all the time you want with your kids and grandkids. All right, great. So here's what I've got for you. This system that can give you all that is the 4 zones RSI coverage system. Now, before I give you this opportunity, let me show you the features and benefits using the system will give you. Okay, first is rapid results. You can learn to use the system in as fast as 60 minutes and you'll be up and running. It's perfect for any account size, $5,000 or $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million or more, you can trade this. You pinpoint your trades faster, so it takes less time. Get more profit because it's perfect to add to whatever you're doing right now. Perfect for beginners, so easy that anyone can do it. Perfect for experts to diversify their accounts because the 4 zones RSI coverage system gives you all this. But first, who's this not for? This is not for those who are trying to get rich quick. All right, like anything worthwhile in life, trading takes consistent work to get consistent returns. So if you're here to play the slot machines, this isn't for you. So who is this for? This is for those who are ready to analyze the markets like the expert to optimize and boost their trading. This is for those who want to diversify what they're already doing for additional profits. This is for those who are ready to step up and take action for their own financial freedom. Now, since you're still sitting here with me, you're taking the time to learn to boost your trading. You're ready to take action now because it's time to remember you forgot to remember. You can let it be easy. In my 4 zones RSI coverage system, I give you my 21 years experience on the silver platter, and it's 100% focused on step-by-step systems. Instantly accessible, starting with video tutorials where I take you by the hand and I move you through the 8 phases of a trade. So you have a complete system to your approach so you minimize mistakes. I give you my top RSI Power Zones trading signals from years of study and observation with various real-world examples across multiple markets and timeframes. Right? I walk you through the best entries, exits, and protective stop strategies so you can extract the most profit from the market using the RSI Power Zones, and much, much more. Now, to make it even easier, you'll also have cheat sheets that you can download and print out and keep right by your trading desk. Now, this reminds me of middle school and high school where I'd come into science or math classes sometimes. You'd learn something on a Monday or Tuesday and have a quiz by Thursday, right? The teachers who really wanted you to propel your learning, they allowed you to bring in that page of paper or that half sheet of paper with those formulas or definitions, right? That's kind of what this is, guys, to help you ace your learning and boost it faster and take it to your trading. So these are easy to read grids and diagrams like this, all filled out along with the step-by-step trading strategies, all right? Moving you faster on your path to boosting your trading account. Now you're gonna love this. This is the very thing everyone's always pestering me to get, but I had to have it specially coded for you. I'm also including the RSI Power Zones indicator. They're programmed to the exact settings that I use and are available for all the platforms listed here. Okay, we've got TradeStation, Thinkorswim, NinjaTrader 7, NinjaTrader 8, Metastock, MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, eSignal, Ensign, Sierra Chart, Trade Navigator, and TradingView. Now, this is a no limit download, guys, all right? You can download the indicator for as many platforms as you like, to as many computers as you like, as many times as you like, forever. Are you getting this? I mean, I've had traders email in and offer me hundreds of dollars just for these indicators alone, and I'm giving them to you here as part of the complete system. Now, I've included everything to set you up for success. The only thing you could possibly still need is for me to take you by the hand personally and help you. Actually, would you like that? Would that help you if I hopped in the computer with you and showed you live how it's done and answered your questions right there on the spot? All right, then. I'm going to give you everything, including me. Monthly group coaching for life. Once a month, you'll get together online with me personally, and we'll spend an hour together, and I'll personally walk you through the markets, doing analysis with open Q&A to help you become the trader that you want to be. In fact, the next session is coming up this week. Our next monthly group coaching live is this Wednesday, November 17th after the market close, and I would love to see you there. Now you can see that I've built in everything you need to boost your trading with the RSI power zones. Now here's the thing, guys. We all know, right? It's 2021 here. The world has changed a lot just in the past year, 18 months. And while the 4 zones RSI coverage system is designed to teach you how to fish for RSI setups, how to find them on your own, when I give you the fish, when I give you some setups, it does aid your learning. So you're going to love this brand new bonus that I'm revealing here. As a bonus, you're going to get my new quick case studies. These are hot, timely, actionable updates on RSI power zones activity, highlighting trade setups I'm seeing instantly in multiple markets, hot off the press. Now, these will be added to your portal and you'll get an email notification with every update. The 4 zones RSI coverage system, with the on-demand video tutorials where I take you by the hand through how to best trade with the RSI power zones, is valued at $1,997. The cheat sheets that you can use as a daily trading guide to learn the system faster and more easily is valued at $197. Monthly group coaching live. Now, this is priceless, but if I had to put a price on this, it's easily $797 just for the first couple of months, because I easily charge $500 an hour for my one-on-one coaching, but you get me for life. The RSI Power Zones indicator, available for the most popular trading platforms with free updates for life, is valued at $497. Plus, you have the bonus of the quick case studies, giving you hot, timely, actionable updates on RSI Power Zones activity across markets. This brings the total value to $3,488, and it's worth every penny. Now, let me ask you, if all the system did for you is help you trade an additional market this week, would it be worth it? Yes. If all the system did for you is help you finally make money trading with momentum, would it be worth it? Absolutely. If all the system did for you is help you make so much money with trading that you can quit your job, travel the world, and live the lifestyle you deserve, would it be worth the investment? Of course. The total value of this system is over $3,488 because I want to make an investment in your future, because I want you to see a return on your investment fast. For a limited time, I'm making the system available for one low, easy investment of $297. And you can get started now by heading to himareddy.com/RSI. And I'll make it even easier for you. When you visit himareddy.com/RSI and invest in the system today, I'm going to give you all this because I want to see you finally succeed in your trading. So I'm giving you our personal 100% satisfaction buyback guarantee. All right, take action now, use the complete package for 90 days, and wear the tires off the system. If you aren't 100% satisfied with your investment, then I'll give you your money back as my gift to you. I want you to be 150% satisfied with the 4 zones RSI coverage system, because after all, my clients tend to stick around a long time and become my friends too. So follow the whole system, all right? I want you to get out there and treat it like a rental car, put it through its paces, drive all over the country, wear the tires off of it. And if you don't feel you've gotten far more than your investment, then we'll hop on the phone with you, personally work with you. And what I really want is for you to be totally satisfied. And that's what we guarantee. If that still hasn't happened, then I'll give you your money back. Simple as that. Again, the total value of the system is over $3,488. And I'm bonusing in these quick case studies to boost your trading faster. And for a limited time, I'm giving it to you for the simple, easy investment of $297. So go ahead and take action now. You can go ahead and visit that page and sign up. And let me show you exactly what will happen when you join us. You'll immediately get a login access email with details to enter the RSI Power Zone system at my educational portal, okay? Right now it says big blue RSI letters. Now, once inside, all the training you need is right here, where you can easily get to it and get started right away. It says start here. What's some of this other cool content? Undisclosed bonuses, and you're gonna love it, okay? We love to over deliver. So here we go, here's everything pulled together. So if you have any questions, let me know. And I thought about it, and it's special for you guys here today for this trading event. I love the name Synergy, it feels good, all right? I'm gonna use my final 10 minutes here to take your market requests. I have my TradeStation charts ready to go. And along with your questions about the system or anything else, let me know your tickers that you trade. I'll scroll back and look at the ones that you entered earlier that you trade. And I want to show you the RSI Power Zones live on those markets. So go ahead and let me know your questions and let me know what you would like to look at. And I'll bring over my TradeStation charts here. Okay, so I'm going to pause the screen for a moment. And we're going to go to the charts. And I'm just going to bring that up. Yes, it says T Earl. I believe that means Earl's your first name. Yes, we have a PayPal option. So at the sign up page, you will see that down below. There's one tab for credit card, another for PayPal. So go ahead and click the PayPal little tab. And what we'll do, Earl, is it will allow you to securely sign into your PayPal account to proceed with registration. And I appreciate your interest, and I'm excited to see you in our monthly group coaching. Okay, Jones wants to know about BTC. All right, so I believe in TradeStation here, that is BTC USD. Oops, where's my cursor go? Come on, there we go. All right, so we're gonna stick to this chart here where I also have my triple moving average filter that I teach in the Ford Zones RSI coverage system, okay? So all the settings for all this, guys, is in the system, and it's where you need to learn it. I have everything laid out in the optimal learning. And again, you can move through it relatively quickly because everything's broken down into small video tutorials, including instructions for every single one of those indicator downloads, so you can get them up and running. All right, so in a full monthly group coaching live, what I would do, Jones, is a full multi-time frame analysis on this. That's something I teach in the Ford Zones RSI. But here, since this is a little sampler plate, if you will, let's just stick to the daily chart. Now I'm gonna squish it up, okay? I wanna see where we've been with BTC USD. And the last time I did a sort of public update on it, I went ahead and did that back in the spring. And look at how oversold we were in the RSI power zones. Now notice we went sideways, sideways, sideways. And when it started to base, see how it was getting out energy-wise from that lower bounds? Well, since then, we have not completely cleared and pushed up to the bull resistance power zone, but I want you to see something here. See this correction lower in price? Where did it come to here, Jones? Bull support power zone, right? If you were using the traditional RSI, you would not have been prepared for that long opportunity. Let that one sink in. And there are other pieces of information here, including my triple moving average filter, that by knowing how to use them, you could have been prepared to take action. Had you not been long already, you wanted to build your position to perhaps act on this breakout higher in price. So that's just looking a little bit at the past. Now let's look at where we are. Ooh, I actually see right now, if we zoom into that step 3, determine the presence of an entry signal between price and momentum. Bitcoin looking a little bit weak right now. Room to move lower. However, I would not call this any sort of new downtrend or anything like that unless we fall below this October 28th low. All right, does that help you out on BTC, Jones? Awesome. All right, any other questions? Yes. So yeah, this is a one-time investment, and then you get all this for life. So you get access to the portal, you get any updates I do on the portal. Some other folks charge additional fees for that, but I don't. And you also get the indicators, whatever I build in the future for those, they will be in the portal and you will get them. plus monthly group coaching once a month for life. Yep, all the settings are in the system, Michael. So once you sign up, you're going to get all the settings in there for the indicator, for the moving averages, because it's important that you not only have the numbers and the settings, but you have the helping hand to learn how to do it. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen traders, myself included, okay? I was in your seat 20 years ago. I used to go to all the shows. There weren't that many webinars back then, okay? But I used to go and try to be like, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to save myself some money by trying to figure out what this guy did. And I used to do that with my dad, right? But then we learned the hard way that investing in the education is much more fruitful than trying to do it ourselves. Why reinvent the wheel? So all of that's ready and waiting for you in the portal. And I'm giving you a 90-day money back guarantee. Not many people do that either. That's how confident I am that this will help you if you follow through the steps I've given you. All right, Michael? And Michael, in the meantime, if you have a market you want to look at, let me know. I'm going to stay here until they get the big cane and slide me off the side of the stage. But all right, well, let's look back at the other markets you guys mentioned earlier that you trade. So some of you said a short-term ES chart. So for that, let me go to an intraday chart, okay? Now on an intraday chart, I don't put all those moving averages. That's why I'm switching that around. So now you should see ESZ21 on a 3-minute chart. Does everybody see that? All right, great. Now, it's important that you trade a 3-minute chart within the context of the bigger picture time frame. So on a daily chart, so let's just start by making this a daily. Finally, this correction lower from last week is ending. And notice how close we came up to the bull resistance power zone before that backing off occurred. Now, that's the thing, guys. When you're in a bull trend, okay, you won't simply have the market moving between the two green zones and touching them and going back and forth like a game of Frogger. Sometimes that will happen and it's great. But even when it doesn't, that's when understanding multi-time frame analysis, understanding moving average filter to give you a helping hand, and most importantly, knowing the setups can help you take advantage of this. So this is where we are on a daily. When we analyze this on a 60-minute chart, you can see this is all corrective down move and we're propelling higher. Notice this sideways action, okay? It was tradable moves, it was all sideways action, broke out from the bull support power zone, kind of gave it a little propeller. And look at where we are now, guys. I mean, this is today, I can't make this up. We had a big sharp fall. Where did it come into? Type it for me in the chat. Bull support power zone, right? Yeah. So this happens over and over and over. And when you combine it with the full steps and understanding the setups, it really makes a difference. All right, awesome. All right, well, we've got a couple more minutes here, so I'm going to go ahead and take your other requests. So I see silver. Okay. Oh, and we want to see this on a 3-minute, right? So let's look at it on 3-minute right now. Check it out. Since this big fall early in the morning, look at how we have lived between the red zones. You see that here, guys? So once this low was taken out and there was recovery, that recovery stayed beneath the red zone. And if all you did today was go short every time it hit the red zone and fell, you would have had a tradable move all on its own, right? And if you start to exit when it hit the lower one. But on top of that, there are setups. And I see a couple here that came in on the various bars. Okay, let's look at silver for Michael. All right, so let's look at this on the daily chart. Now, every quarter I do long-term analysis on major markets, including silver. So I just dug deep into this at the end of October. And big picture, there is room to go to the upside and recover back, I would say, to $28. Now, it might take some time. But check it out, Michael. Do you see simply on this correction lower, where did we hold? Bull support power zone. And on this weakness that had been in place since May, the recoveries were all capped by the bear resistance power zone. This helped you stay aware of the downtrend in combination with understanding the price trend, right? All right, awesome, guys. Well, I'll give you these details here one more time. I'm excited to welcome our new members and see you in our monthly group coaching live. And again, this is just a one-time investment. You get all of this for life, for limited time, special to this event here. So the page will change to something else. So you want to make sure you sign up while it's still heading to this special offer. So once again, be sure to visit himareddy.com/RSI and take action now while this offer is still available. Guys, I have given you everything you need, including access to me personally and the best guarantee in the industry for only $297. So remember, every moment you can delay, you may cost you money in the market. So it's time to take action now by signing up at himareddy.com/RSI, and I'll see you soon on the inside. Thanks again to our hosts here, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the day and rest of the event.